Hi there, this is Jonathan, and this is my project to make a reactive environment, an environment that responds to the viewer's emotional state as you move through it. The technology I'm using is the Emotive headset, which has a series of little electrodes that rest against the skull, obviously, and pick up brainwaves. It's a little bit annoying to use. You have to put on some of this saline solution onto the little pads before you use it each time. So it's not something that's going to be readily accessible to people until they improve the technology. But it's interesting, and I like the idea of interaction and transmedia, and the idea that people can create their own environments as they move, or at least influence them. So I'll take you through it. This is the setup. Each of these refers to an electrode that is touching my head. Once they're all green, it means it's good. Good wireless signal is just how well it's picking up. If I moved away, too far away, it wouldn't pick it up so well. Battery power is fine so far. Okay, I fitted that to my head. Now there are three types of brain response that this can pick up: the expressive, the affective, and the cognitive. So expressive first. This is mainly things that go on in your face. So you can see in front of you here, if I blink, it can more or less pick this up. It's registering the winks a lot better. There we go. So it's showing up here as a blink. I can get a right wink and a left wink. As you see, it's not great. It does pick them up, but it's not perfect. Looking left and right, raising or furrowing the brow. It's a little bit picky with those. A smile and a laugh, it has a difficult time telling the difference between them. But there's a range of facial expressions that to some extent it can pick up. Then there's the affective suite, which is the emotional part. So it will register engagement or interest level, boredom, frustration. Frustration seems to be high for some reason. It's not, getting some interruption of the signal there. It's not perfect, and it will improve with testing. So once it realizes what your emotional states refer to. For example, the blue line, the frustration level, I'm not really sure why that's so high at the moment. I'm not that frustrated. But it's picking up the others. And so you can see if I get excited, the excitement level will increase. As now it seems I'm getting less frustrated. That's nice. It will pick up instantaneous excitement, long-term excitement, frustration, and meditation. It basically stands for a calm, restive state. And you can chart those, which is interesting because you can make changes to the game depending, or the experience, depending on how well the user is enjoying it. Then there's the cognitive state. I've just got one switched on at the moment. This is essentially where you have an object that you are pushing. So I'm pushing this with my mind. So that's me pushing it away. I've got it turned up very high now, the response to this. So there we go. I'm making sure that it will be picked up. It's possibly a little high than I would normally do it. It might react too much to this. But as you can see, if I think about something, think about pushing it away, I can do it. And I can have a range of others. So I can go in and add others, try a pull. I'm just going to show you briefly. I've done some training with this, but at the moment it's been overridden by the push. No, too much. There we go. Pull. Okay, as you see, that took a while to do. But it is now working, so I can push and pull. Okay, take that off again just for the moment. Okay, but you can train those up and make yourself stronger or better in them, or rather make the computer recognize what the signals actually mean. Okay, those are the three that you can use. I'm using mainly two of them, the expressive suite and the cognitive suite, in my little game. Okay, now the game itself will register various controls that I send it. So I am having a series of these rules, they're called, and then I give a key state that is essentially pressed when I get a certain trigger. So this one, when I get a push, like now, you see this is green, this is lighting up, that is giving that equivalent of a keystroke. So I can push things. Okay, now I'm going to play the game. I will turn these on and I will enter my game. So this game is called Poltergeist. Your spirit has risen from the grave. Will you be benevolent or vengeful? Your emotion will affect your environment. Happiness will help nature flourish. Anger will wither and damage nature, and you can also push things around with your mind because, hey, you're a poltergeist. What else are you going to do? So, haunt. I start off in this grave, which I'll come out of. There we go, little mausoleum there. Don't spend much time in there, but never mind, I made it. Alright, so I can go over to here, and if I feel cheerful, I will make those basically make these mushrooms grow. So, hello, grow little mushrooms. Or not. There we go. Okay. Or if I'm feeling angry, kill. And make them shrivel and shrink. So I can make those mushrooms shrink. I can also do the same for this. If I'm feeling annoyed or angry, I can make this fall over. If I'm feeling happy and cheerful, I can make them grow and shoot forth leaves. So I'll just do a couple more trees. So I've just spread these around the environment. I didn't do too many, just did trees and mushrooms to start with. So okay, grow tree, grow. Okay, so it shoots forth leaves, and now I'll be angry at it. Die, shrivel. Or make it grow again. Now what I really need to do is I need to continue that, and I should burn them to the ground or something. But for the moment this is what I've got going. Okay, then I'm going to try and push these. There we go. Yep. So I can push these objects around with my mind. I'm basically just thinking push. So I've got a few things in here. That I can push over. As you can see, it's quite hard work and not always successful. So this is there we go, a bit of an involved process. The whole kind of useful thing about this would be, of course, having things happen as quick as a thought. You just kind of think something as it happens. We're nowhere near at that stage yet. Particularly for the cognitive side, I'm basically having to think hard to do this. So in terms of gameplay, that would be frustrating if it was applied to a kind of very definite task you had to do. So initially I did this with movement. I was walking around trying to kind of move things, turning left and right, moving forward and back, and although I could do it, that was much too frustrating to have as a game mechanic. But as an extra thing, having things reacting to around you, to the world that you're in, having things reacting to your state, I think that would be it would be working as an additional, so something extra, rather than main part of the game. So if the rest of the game was to just do other things, and then this was to just have this extra bit of emotional colouring, then I think that would work perfectly well. Obviously you build the gameplay in so that this would be part of it and would influence the game as a whole, but because it is a little tricky to do, it's nowhere near kind of running around and blasting things by just clicking buttons. So that is my little game level. I hope to do more to it, but this is all I have at the moment. So I'll keep working with this concept because I think it's a fascinating idea. It's just a little tricky, as you see, to pull off. Anyway, feel free to call me at any stage for a demonstration. I'll show you guys whenever I can, and hopefully I can make something bigger and better in the future. Okay, thanks for listening.